background to the Attlee-Truman discussions, 1 million people cram New York Central Park to hear the president outline America's stand on atomic power.
There has been talk about the atomic bomb. We must find the answer to the problems created by the release of atomic energy. Indeed, the highest hope of the American people is that world cooperation for peace will soon reach such a state of perfection that atomic methods of destruction can be definitely and effectively outlawed forever.
Осталось 10, 9, 8, 7, 1, 0. Нажатие кнопки, все осветилось ярчайшим.
Far beyond normal shipping routes they lie, and until 1952, only pearl fishing boats entered the blue waters and left the cliffs surrounding their shores.
Censored by the French authorities, but this picture is impressive evidence of the bomb.
The great result of the cooperation of education with research. This is another victory.
Emergency alert system capabilities.
This is an emergency action notification.
National alert and warning authorities, in coordination with emergency alert system participants.
My fellow Americans, as you know, our attempts at preventing nuclear war have failed.
Finally, Mars has accepted my sacrifices and unleashes me.
I see you, enemy. I see you, enemy. Enemy! Enemy! You are my enemy! And I swear total resistance to you with everything I've got. Disingenuous, fake, false, broke back, twisted, a defiler, a betrayer, a backstabber, a devil! You will pay. Yeah, you think I don't see your face, scum? You don't think I don't see you? I see you, you understand me? I know what you think of me and my family. I see you right back. You understand that? You understand that? You will fall! You will not bring humanity down! God is going to destroy you!
How's it going, everyone? John here. Welcome to another OBS Studio tutorial. In today's tutorial, I'm going to show you how to use the custom docs to be able to bring in your YouTube chat, since it's not really integrated, and that's kind of a bust. So what you're going to want to do is go over to YouTube, and you're going to want to open up one of your streams. And you can see your chat here, but that's fine if you want to look at your chat here, or if you want to look at it whenever you're streaming. But if you want to be able to bring this chat in, what you're going to want to do is click on the three dots. You're going to go to pop out chat. You're going to take this link up here in the browser, and you're going to do Control C to copy. You're going to then populate that right here, just like how you see mine. Since I already had it set up, it didn't go and populate it, but it was already there. Now what we need to do is take this custom browser docs, and as you can see, I already have one set up, so you're just going to give it a name. Custom browser docs. Doc, which I already have set up, but what you're going to want to do is go up to View, Docs, Custom Browser Docs, and as you can see, I already have one set up, so you're just going to give it a name, and then you're going to Control V to paste it, and hit Apply. So what that's going to do is that's going to then populate that right here, just like how you see mine. Since I already had it set up, it didn't go and populate it, but it was already there. Now what we need to do is take this and bring it over here into our chat area. So we're going to find our source that we have for our chat, and I have mine labeled as YouTube chat browser source. So I'm going to right click, go to properties, and since it's blank, we're going to go and do Control V, hit OK, and there we go. So I'm going to type in here in the chat, I'm just going to say hi, and then there it is right there. So every time you have to stream, you have to go and set this up. So that's the only downside to it. So it's easy to set up. It's just tedious to have to constantly do it over and over and over again, because the stream chat and everything changes every time you start a new stream. So that is the only downside to it, but that is at least your workaround for it. And obviously you can still go through the other stuff I've mentioned in my other video about the chat box, where you can go and resize it and everything like that. So definitely go ahead and take a look at that video if you guys need any help with that. But I wanted to at least show you guys how to do the custom doc for the chat, especially for those of us who stream over on YouTube, because this is like the only way I've been able to figure a workaround for it. But if you guys know a workaround that works better, let me know in the comment section below. I'll give it a try, and if it works a lot easier and a lot better, I have no problem sharing it with everybody else and even using it for my own self. But anyways, if you guys are new to the channel and you're wanting to learn about the tech side of streaming, be sure to go ahead and subscribe, click the bell icon, make sure you like this video, and I'll see you guys either on a live stream here over on YouTube or in the next video. But thank you so much for watching, and take care.
Making your stream look good and stand out to others is not really that hard. I'm going to show you step by step exactly how to do that, from where to actually get these overlay packages and how to actually install them in OBS. So without further ado, let's dive right in. Now, there are a ton of different places to get these overlays from, whether they be free or custom made, or even just a couple of bucks, like $40 or $50. But personally, I recommend you starting out with one of these three places I mentioned, or another place that might just have pre-made assets. Reason why you want to use pre-made stuff when you first start out is because if you start using this and you decide this really isn't the look you're going for a few months down the road, it would be really upsetting if you spent a few $100 and then you wasted that, versus if you only spent like 20 or 40 bucks on a package and then stopped using it after a couple of months. All right, so the three places I recommend are either going to be Visuals by Impulse, Nerd or Die, or Owned or Own 3D. I don't know which one it really is, but either way, they'll be down in the description below. These are going to be three places that I've used before personally myself, and I've also seen them in the industry for a very long time. So I highly recommend checking these places out, as they have reasonable prices and some pretty good overlays to start out with, especially when you're new to streaming. Now, personally, in this video, I'm going to be using Visuals by Impulse. I'm actually going to show you a free package I found, and if you guys want to download it as well, linked in the description. That way you guys can follow along and you can see how installing it actually works. All right, so first things first, let's go to Visuals by Impulse. We're gonna head over to their website. Then we're gonna want to go over to the store. And once we go to the store, we'll want to scroll down. So here you can drill down into the different categories they have, whether it's animated, stream packages, stream deck icons, that kind of stuff. We're just going to hit free. And yep, so you can see all these free icons here for your stream deck. There's a pizza party bundle, but the one I'm going to be showing you guys how to install and how to use today is going to be Luxury right here, this one. So this is a free package that comes with everything that you pretty much need, whether it's, you know, overlays, different scenes.
How's it going, everyone? John here. Welcome.
is what the transparent background looks like, yeah. So I'll just show you now how to get it in a few steps. Step 1, yeah, after you've copied your stream key code into OBS, in OBS you're going to need, I've called it YouTube chat. Now to obtain YouTube chat, the first thing we need to do is go to add source. This is it here. I can activate it, yeah, right there, and in my case I generally have my face just above it, yeah. I'll just take that off because it's in the way. So it's currently not connected, and I'll just show you how to do that. So I'll just remove this for a second, back to YouTube Studio. YouTube Studio, what we need to do is left click on these 3 dots here and click pop out chat. We need to copy that URL code just there, and then once we copy that, I need to bring across OBS. In OBS, on that browser function here, which was YouTube chat, we right click on this, go properties, and then in this URL, we control V and we click OK. And then when we turn this on, you'll see YouTube chat will show up. So, for instance, we'll just write hello. And as you can see, I've already got this set up with the transparent background on. So how I achieved that was in OBS. So in the YouTube chat settings here, if you go to properties, you've got this custom CSS stuff, and then all this code here, this syntax, that's been copied off a different website, which I'm about to show you, and that's all you need to do. I'll leave the link in the description below. Is go to this website, Chat V2, this one right here, link in the description below, and then in these settings, on this page, sorry, where you can change your font to whatever you want. Yeah, just make it whatever you want. You can see over here it's changing the font, yeah. So messages, you can change the size of them. If I just press down on the arrow keys, I can scroll through these quickly. So something that you like the look of, say this one. Size, you might want to put font size at 20, for instance, so it's a little bit easier to read. The backgrounds down here, you can change these and make them a color, for instance, so there is color behind them, but they're automatically set on transparent, so we'll leave that because that's the point of this video. If you've got Super Chat enabled on YouTube, you can put the ticker on, like so, if you want to, or you can put, you can make their font size larger, for instance, so that would be a super, so you're just simply making them larger so they stand out. Mess with all these settings on here, you'll see it all over here on your screen. Now, this is the part that you need. This section here is the syntax, so the code. So the quickest way to get this, this is what I did, is I just press Control A to select all of this. Yeah, so once you've selected everything, I just press Control A, just Control C to copy. And then back in OBS, that's where we Control Paste this down through here, and then we can go OK, and that then has put the chat over the overlay over the top. So I can take chat off and I can put chat back on. It's a little bit hard to see because we've only written one thing, but if I just put that, bring chat back. So here's our chat box. What's up? Let's go. As you can see, it's filling up this chat box here in the bottom left corner. Now, this is up to you, a little bit of advanced tip here. If you right click on here and you go to your properties, you can change your width and you can change your height. Just come up with something that suits what you're going for. So you can change the width and the height, and then you can also increase and decrease, yeah? So up to you what you want to do. In my case, I generally put it similar size to my face on the video, yeah? But yeah, just, it's too many layers, so I just took that off there for a sec so it's clear. So yeah, just mess with it. In the website, you can change all these colors, the owner, background, all this stuff changes. You'll notice over on the left side here, it's representing a lot of different things. So yeah, just mess with it. And each time you mess with it, just Control all and copy and paste this syntax code back into YouTube chat. So to do that, yet again, right click, properties, and it's this custom CSS. See how it's written here as CSS? So yeah, that's pretty much all there is to it. Hope that helps. Like and follow for more.
Let me show you how to see your YouTube chat over your game when only using one monitor. First thing we'll need is this free program, which I'll leave linked in the description down below. Ignore the fact that it says transparent Twitch chat overlay. We're gonna be using it for YouTube. So we're just gonna click that link. We're gonna go all the way down to where it says installation and usage and download the latest release. So we'll click this link. It'll bring us to the latest version. It doesn't matter if this number differs from yours, depending on when you're watching this video, but you're gonna find the latest version. You're gonna scroll down to where it says assets. You're gonna click assets and download the Twitch chat overlay installer right here. So I'm gonna click that. It's gonna start downloading. And once it's done downloading, then we're gonna install it. So we're gonna go through the installation process. It's pretty simple, but basically this program right here is going to allow us to put our YouTube chat over our game. So that way we can read our chat while we're streaming live on YouTube. And it won't get in the way while we're playing our game, like accidentally clicking or moving the chat. So this program is gonna prevent that from happening. So once it's done downloading, we're going to launch the Twitch chat overlay. This is all we need to do right now. So we're going to minimize this and go over to bot race. This is another free tool I'll leave linked below, but this tool is going to give us our YouTube chat so it'll be transparent so it doesn't block anything over our game. You can also customize it a lot more so you can get it to look how you want. So we're going to log in with YouTube, click that little button. Once you've logged in and given Botrix permissions, you'll be brought to this profile tab right here, and you'll know you've done it correctly if it says platform YouTube in the top left. So from here, we're going to go to the chatbot settings. We're going to make sure that this is enabled. Then we're going to go to the modules tab, and then we're going to enable this chat alert. Also, for whatever reason, if you already have premium and you have like a custom bot through here, turn off the bot before you go and do this, and then turn it on after you're already streaming. Now from here, we're going to go to the widgets tab on the left-hand side. Then we're going to go to the chat tab, this one right here. You'll see the options below in case you want to multi-stream, but right now I'm just going to have YouTube activated because we just want our YouTube chat. You have the option to hide bot messages, include different emotes, hide old messages in case you want them to disappear. You'll just enable that and set the time limit for them to require to stay on the screen before they go away. I like them staying on the screen, so I'm going to disable that. You can change the font size, you can change the pattern. So in this case, if you want it transparent like this, you'll leave it on transparent, but you can also change it to other things like side or default. Default will add this little black background, making it a lot easier to see the chat messages. So for this instance, I'm going to leave it on default. You can also choose to have the platform icon show, but if you're just streaming on YouTube, you probably don't need it because it'll just show the little YouTube icon next to their name. But I'm gonna leave it on just for this video. So once you've customized your YouTube chat how you would like it, we're gonna copy this widget URL at the bottom with this green button. Now we're gonna go back to that tool we downloaded. We're gonna click the top left corner of that tool. We're going to ignore everything that says chat because this is for Twitch. We can also go to the general. You can do some quality of life stuff here, but it really doesn't matter. But we're gonna go to the widgets tab. From here, we're going to paste in that URL that we just got, and we're going to click create. And then we're going to click save, and you can see that we have this little box next to it, which is going to be our YouTube chat. However, we still got a couple more steps in order for it to work. So let's go over to our YouTube channel. If you guys are wondering what the heck this is above my head, it's basically my secret weapon on how I grew both my YouTube channels. It basically tells you which of your video ideas is going to rank in search results to get you more views and subscribers subscribers to grow your YouTube channel. It also does a lot more things, but I'll leave it at that. So if you also want to abuse this tool like I have to grow your channel, I'll leave it linked in the description down below. It's called TubeBuddy, and it's free. But once you're logged in, go to the top right corner and then go to YouTube Studio. From here, we'll go to the bottom left corner and click on Settings. Then we're gonna go to Community. Then you can see I have Botrix modded here. So what you wanna do is type in youtube.com/@Botrix. And that's gonna give you the exact Botrix account that you have to mod. So youtube.com/@Botrix, hit enter, and it's gonna mod Botrix, allowing it to post messages in your YouTube chat. So once you've modded Botrix, we're gonna hit close. So now we're gonna go to the top right where it says create, and then we're gonna hit go live. From here, you wanna make sure that your privacy says public, which will allow Botrix to go into your YouTube stream to be able to post the messages so we can read them. So if you don't know how to change it to public, just hit edit and then go to details and go down and change it to public. But we haven't started streaming yet, so nothing's actually started. So I'm gonna open up OBS Studio or whatever streaming software you're using. If you've never streamed before on YouTube, then all you have to do is copy your little stream key here. So I'm gonna hit copy. We're gonna go to our streaming software. From here, we're gonna go to the settings in the bottom right corner. We're gonna go to stream. We're gonna change our service to YouTube, and then we're going to use Stream Key Advanced. I'm going to paste in the stream key we just copied, hit apply, okay. From here, we're gonna start the actual live stream. So I'm gonna hit start streaming. It's gonna start the live stream over on YouTube. Let's go check it out. You can see that we are currently live on YouTube. Our privacy is public. So now all we have to do is wait for Botrix's message to show up in chat to say that it's connected. But we wanna make sure that we change top chat over here to live chat so we can see all messages. So now we just want to wait maybe like 30, 40 seconds, see if Botrix's message pops up. And if it doesn't pop up, we're going to go back to Botrix. We're going to go to the chatbot tab on the left-hand side. We're going to turn off the chatbot, give it like a second. Now we're going to turn on the chatbot. Let's go back to YouTube. Now you can see that Botrix has posted the message, which means it's connected to our YouTube chat. So we can go back to the first tool that we got. And if for whatever reason you go to click on it because you minimized it and it's not there, all you have to do is go to this little arrow in the bottom right, show hidden icons, and then go to this little Twitch chat overlay bubble, right click and hit reset window. And you can hit no on show settings and you can get your window back. So as you can see, it has our YouTube chat right here. And just to confirm that, I'm gonna go to YouTube and type a few messages. I'm gonna go in the chat and type testing 1 2 3 or 2 3 4 because I can't spell. I'm gonna type a couple more messages. You can see that the live feed is getting posted in there. But the thing with YouTube chat is that sometimes it is delayed. That's just how YouTube chat is. It's kind of wonky. So as you can see, it just did a chunk of messages because I spammed the chat, but we still have that live chat. But essentially how this is going to work is if you see this little border right here, that means that we can move this chat box. So if you want to have your chat, let's say I want to make this a little bit smaller right about there and put it in, let's say the top left corner or maybe even the middle left corner. As soon as you hit this little button right here or F9 on your keyboard after selecting this program, it's going to get rid of that. So that means I can't click on it, I can't interact with it, because if we're playing in the actual video game, it would be a pain in the butt because it'd be moving your chat everywhere. So let me actually boot up the game to show you how this works. There's a few quirks about this that you need to know in order for it to work properly. The first one is that you want to make sure you're playing your games in borderless mode or windowed mode. If you play it in just full screen mode, then it's not going to work. So if we go to our video tab and then we change full screen on to borderless to off to on, then you can see that if we're just regular full screen, you're not going to see your chat. You got to be in borderless, which gives you that same effect, and it'll show. However, if your game doesn't allow you to do borderless, I'll also leave another thing linked in the description down below on how you can force a game to be borderless. Or if your game offers how to be windowed mode, but not borderless, then I'll also leave another program in the description that will change that to borderless windowed. So now that we have it over our game, there are a few more quirks. So if we wanted to move this, we're gonna have to Alt-Tab into that little program we have right here. So we're gonna press F9 and it's gonna get rid of this border as well. But if we try and press it again, it's not gonna do anything because we have to Alt-Tab back in and press F9 and it's gonna bring back the border for both of these in case you wanna go and replace it somewhere. You can also right click on this little tab at the top and change the zoom level in case you want it to be larger. But you can also customize more of your chat in the Botrix chat widget. However, you're gonna have to replace that little widget URL that we posted in here. here if you make any changes. But once you find a good place, you'll just hide that and then you can minimize that. But if you're having more problems, an easier way to handle this is to go to your little Windows home bar, go this little arrow, and then right click the chat widget overlay thing, and then you can hit exit to close everything out, or you can reset the window or hide and show borders, because that's a lot easier to use. But if you want to know how to abuse this free tool to grow your YouTube channel, watch this video to the side of me. My name's Cody, and I'll see you in the next one.
Let me show you how to get the best microphone settings for your microphone, and I'm gonna use a budget mic just like this so you can follow along at home. First thing we need to do is go into the settings in the bottom right corner. You can use OBS Studio or Streamlabs. It's virtually the same exact process. Twitch Studio a little bit different, but you can do something similar. Then we're gonna go to our audio tab. The microphone I'm using now is the microphone 1 here, so I'm gonna add in microphone 3 the microphone that we're using, the budget mic. So I'm gonna use this Fifine microphone. If you don't see your microphone from the drop-down list, unplug it, replug it, make sure you have the drivers installed for your specific microphone. It'll likely be mentioned in the instructions, so check that out, and then restart OBS Studio. But if you see your microphone, fantastic. Just click your microphone, hit apply, and hit OK. Now you can see when I'm talking into my microphone, you can see the levels going up and down here for mic aux 3, the thing that we chose. But now in order to hear the changes that we're making, we're gonna go and click these 3 vertical dots next to it, click Advanced Audio Properties, go to mic aux 3, the one we picked, and then we're gonna turn audio monitoring to monitor and output. Now you'll be able to hear yourself in your headphones to make the necessary changes. If you're only hearing yourself through one ear or one speaker, you can change the signal to mono with this little box right here, and that'll make sure it comes through both ears or both speakers. If you're not having that problem, you can leave it unchecked. But once we can hear ourselves, we're gonna click close. If you guys are wondering how I got this cool free overlay for OBS Studio, I'll leave a video in the top right corner explaining it. But let's go over one of the most important things, which is mic placement. As you can see right now, I'm using a desk boom arm stand, which gets the mic perfectly in front of my face, which is what you wanna get. So I'll leave a link in the description down below to a cheap one that's not gonna break the bank. But let's actually switch to the budget microphone that we're going to be working with today. So this is the microphone that we'll be using today. As you can see, it comes with a little stand here, but if I put it on my desk, it's way too far. You want to have your mic about 4 to 6 inches away from your mouth, and if you're unsure of how long that is, never mind. By the way, if you can drop a quick like on the video for the YouTube algorithm, I appreciate it. But you want to have it about 4 to 6 inches away from your face, which is why I recommend getting the desk boom arm stand. But if you're balling on a budget, or if you're lazy like myself and I don't want to unscrew this and set it up, we are just going to use the budget option, which is this box. So we put the box on the desk and we put the stand on the box, and there we go. We got about 4 to 6 inches away from our face. Next thing that's super important is make sure you're talking to the right side of the microphone. A lot of beginners, and even myself, I've done this before, is you're not talking into the right end of the microphone. You can't really tell which is the right end just by looking at it, so you might have to look at the instructions, but you can tell if I turn it around and I'm talking into this end, thinking that this is the front, you can definitely hear it that that is not the front. Also, some microphones are an end address, so you have to talk into the top, which is a lot of the podcasting mics like the SM7B, you talk into the top and not the front, so a lot of people get confused just because they see it and they don't have the correct microphone for that. So make sure you're talking into the spot that you're supposed to be talking to. But now we have the distance correct, we have the location correct, let's get this thing sounding professional. By the way, I think this is one of the best budget microphones you can get. It's about 50 bucks, and I made an entire video on it, which I'll leave in the top right corner for you. But let's get this microphone sounding even better. So right off the bat, I'm just gonna turn the volume down just a little bit. We are going to click the dots again, and we're gonna add some filters. The first filter we're gonna add is a compressor, and what it's going to do is it's going to make our whispers louder and our screaming not as loud. So it's gonna be easier on your listeners' ears. So we're gonna turn the ratio down to 4. We're gonna put the threshold all the way to the right. We're gonna change the attack to 2, which, oh my God, please. All right, I'm typing it in. And then we're gonna change the release to 100. And then the output gain, we'll leave it 0. So now we're actually gonna stretch this window so we can see our signal. But what we're gonna do now is if you see the signal, it's hitting right about the yellow, which is great. When I whisper, it's not even touching the yellow. So I'm gonna turn up the output gain and keep whispering because this is the quietest sound that I usually make. And I'm gonna adjust the gain until my whisper is about in the middle of the yellow. And I think this is pretty good. So now I'm gonna shout, and you can see that we are clipping so bad. So I'm gonna bring down the threshold and keep shouting into my mic, which is about the loudest I'm gonna be. And I'm gonna keep shouting, I'm gonna keep shouting, I'm gonna keep shouting until it's about just barely touching the red. So that way, if I'm whispering, you can hear me pretty good. And if I'm shouting, I'm not blowing your eardrums out. But now you can hear that the background noise is getting so blastedly loud. So we're gonna add an expander, and that's gonna fix that issue. So we're gonna change the expander ratio to 4, and we're gonna take the threshold all the way to the left, and then our attack is gonna be 2, and then our release is gonna be 100, and the output gain we do not touch. So now I'm gonna tap on my keyboard and keep typing. You should be able to hear that, even though my microphone's kind of far from it. But now I'm gonna shut up, and I'm going to increase the threshold until I do not hear that anymore.
And so now you can hear that my keyboard is not getting picked up anymore. So you can kind of fine tune it around there. I think right around here is good, but be careful. If you turn the threshold too high, it'll start chopping out my voice, and you won't be able to hear me. You're not going to be able to hear yourself too great. We're going to bring this back down to right about there, I think is pretty good. But every microphone's different, so just play with it until you get something you like. If you start to notice that the beginning of your words are getting cut out, especially with words that start with an H like hug, then you can go to compressor and turn the ratio down a little bit, and that'll start to smoothen out. So that way, when I say hug, you're going to hear the full word and not the beginning part getting chopped off. If you're in a noisy environment, first of all, you're going to want to put a carpet down. Make sure you're not doing this on hardwood floors, and you're not in a corner or against some glass like I am inconveniently now. You can put some pillows on the wall, some real budget options, but just putting yourself in a quiet space is going to make a world's difference. But if you don't have that option, you can add the plus and you can add a noise suppression, click OK, and you can choose one of these two. It depends if you have a good graphics card, if you have these options even. I personally don't like to use them because I think it alters the quality too much, but it's an option for you if you'd like. So I'm actually going to turn this off with the eye. So now let's get to arguably the most powerful tool to control your microphone quality. So we're going to be using what's known as an EQ, and I'm going to leave this link in the description down below, which is free, and we're going to download the Reaper plugins 64-bit. Once it's downloaded, we're going to click install. This part's very important. If you mess this up, it's going to be a headache, so just pay attention. So I hit agree, and then we hit next, and then our destination folder, this is what's important. We're going to click browse, we're going to go down to our C drive, and then we're going to go to program files, and then we're going to go to common files, and then once we've clicked on common files, we're going to make a new folder and call it VST2. Then we're gonna hit OK. And now you can see program files, C drive, common files, VST2, VST plugins. That's where you want it to be, so it'll show up in OBS Studio. Then we're gonna click install and hit close. Now we can go into the filters. We can add a new filter, VST2 plugin, click OK. Now we can click the drop down. You can see that I have a bunch because I'm a music producer and I spent a lot of money on these. But what we wanna look for is RIA EQ standalone. So we're gonna click RIA EQ standalone. We're gonna click plugin interface. And so this might look a little intimidating at first, but I promise it's really easy. The left hand of the side here, you can see when I'm talking, is the lower frequencies, and the right hand side is the higher frequencies. So if we take these little nodules, which are called bands, we can actually drag this to the left, and then I can drag it up, and you can notice that the bass in my voice is getting more and more bassy because I'm dragging the bass up higher. But if I go down on the bass hand side, the lower frequency, it gets rid of the bass. So with a lot of budget microphones, a lot of people like to add some bass, and it adds a little bit more deep of a sound quality without having to spend a bunch of money on it. So we can add a little bit of bass if we'd like. You can also add another band by right-clicking and click add new band. You can also add the right-hand side all the way up, sounds more crispy, all the way down, gets rid of the crispiness. So depending on what your microphone sounds like, you can play this to ear and make it sound as good as you want it to. And if you happen to mess up and you don't know what to do, you can right-click, reset all bands to 0, and you start fresh there. But really, the world is your oyster when it comes to this. So watch this video to the side of me. It's gonna help you so much with your streaming journey. My name's Cody, and I'll see you in the next one.
Let me show you how to set up Blurp for Kick and YouTube. First, we gotta go to Blurp, which I'll leave a link in the description down below where you can follow along at home. Once you've clicked the link, it'll bring you to the Universal extension, which is over on Blurp. From here, we're gonna click this little Begin Setup button, so we'll click that. Now it's gonna prompt us to log in or sign up for a Blurp account if we don't already have one. So I'm actually gonna log in with the Google account, just that I made for this video. So I'm gonna click Log In with Google, but you can feel free to pick whichever one you'd like. I'm gonna log in with this one that I just made. Now, if you logged in with Google or a different account, it might prompt you to customize your Blurp account, but if it doesn't, that's fine too. So I'm going to confirm that my username is okay and my birthday is correct, and then I'm going to click agree and then continue. Now that we have a Blurp account, all of the magic can start to happen. So the first thing we're going to do is click this little dashboard button that we see right there. Next, you can put in I was referred by and streamer or whatever, and you can put in my name if you'd like. Then you can click I saw it on YouTube, which you're watching right now. Then you can click take me to setup to progress the sign up process. Now we're going to click get started in the bottom right. Then we're going to click next. Now we need to download the Blurp browser extension. You can get it for Chrome, Opera, or Microsoft Edge, and they're going to be working on more options in the future. I'm using Google Chrome right now, so I'm going to click the little Google Chrome option. Now it'll bring us to the extension page, so I'm going to click add to Chrome. I'm going to click add extension. It's going to add the extension to my Chrome in just a couple seconds. Now it says that Blurp has been successfully added to Chrome, so I'm going to X that out. Now we can confirm that by going up to our little extensions. I'm going to click the little puzzle piece if you're on Chrome, and I'm going to pin the blurb one just so you can see that it is added. So now you can click the little blurb extension and it'll show it right there. If it says you need to log in, all you have to do is connect your account, which in this case, I'm gonna go to my profile and log out just to show you, because you might be hit with something like this where it says log in. So I'm gonna click log in. It's gonna bring us back over to blurb, and then you can just log in the same way you did to make your account. So for this instance, I'm gonna log in with my Google account, and then it's going to refresh the page and it's gonna say successfully set up. And that just means that your blurb extension is now going to have the correct connections it needs to have. So let's go back to the original blurb page over here. And now that we've successfully added the extension, we can click the next button in the bottom right corner. Now it's gonna give us our viewer link, and this is gonna be the link that we give to our viewers. Makes sense, right? So if we look conveniently behind my webcam, there's a little button that says claim. If you wanna make edits to your link, you can just click and make those edits. And then when you're happy with that link, you can just click the little claim button and it will claim your viewer link. Once you've claimed your link, we're gonna click next in the bottom right corner once again. Now we have to find a way to give this link to our viewers easily. And that's either by getting a panel for the bottom of our stream on Kick, or it's by using a chat bot in order to post it in the chat for both Kick and YouTube. So we'll start by just grabbing one of these right here. If you want, you can just find the one that you'd like and just right click it and click save image as. Then you can click save. Now I'm gonna go over to my Kick profile. I'm gonna log in with my burner account. This is literally just a fake account I made for this video, so don't bother following it or anything. If you wanna follow me on Kick and ask me questions live, that is linked in the description down below. But once you're logged in with your Kick account, I'm gonna go to the top right corner and then we're gonna go to channel. From here, you're gonna be brought to your about page, and this is where you can click on the edit panels button at the bottom. Then we're gonna click this little plus button and we're just going to add an image. We're gonna click add image again, and now we can select the image that we just downloaded. You can crop it if you'd like, but I think it looks fine the way it is. Click save. And under the image links to, you're gonna paste that viewer link that you copied. But if you didn't copy it, no worries. Let's go back to blurb and grab it. It's gonna be this link right here. So I'm just gonna highlight it and then I'm gonna right click and hit copy. And then we're gonna go back to Kick and we're just gonna paste it under the image links to category. So I'm just gonna click paste, then we're gonna click add. Now it's added that panel. And if you wanna see it, just click videos and then go back to about, and then boom, we got our panel. And you can tell that the image links to it because if you hover over it, you can see that if we click it, it's gonna bring us over to the link that they need to be sent to. And this is what it'll look like for the viewer when they click that link. But we don't have anything set up yet, so let's go back. So we're gonna click next in the bottom right corner, and then it's just gonna differentiate that there's a thing called beats, which your viewers can pay for and you'll get money for, but they'll also earn free points just by watching your stream, only if they have that blurb extension installed to their computer. And so if they have that, they'll earn about 300 points per hour watching you stream. But if they don't have that, if they're watching from mobile or anything, then they're gonna have to pay for beats, which then you'll get some commissions on for whenever they play sounds on your stream. So then we're gonna click next in the bottom right. Now we're gonna pick our defaults. So if you just don't wanna have beats or you don't wanna have one or the other, you can click in the top right corner and it will disable or enable them. And beats are gonna be about 1 penny each. So if you have it 50 beats, you're gonna get about 50 cents roughly. And honestly, when you're first starting out with this, I think it's a good idea to keep the costs low just to introduce it to your community so they can kind of get it integrated and start actually using it. Because if it's too expensive, then they're not gonna be able to use these things. So I'm gonna change the cost of this to about 25 to 50. I think that's fair. And you could probably leave this at about 100 to 150, but it's up to you and your personal preference. So then we're gonna click next. Now, if we wanna make adjustments to the cooldown, we can do that, but we'll do that later. So we're gonna click next in the bottom right. Now we're gonna connect all the accounts that we want to our blurb account. So we're gonna click next again. And this is where we're gonna add both our Kick account or our YouTube, or both if you'd like. So right now we're gonna add our Kick account by clicking add Kick. Now we're gonna go back to our Kick profile. And once you're on your Kick profile, you can confirm that by going to the top right and click channel. That'll bring you to your profile. And we're going to go up here and then we're going to copy this. So we're gonna copy, we're gonna go back to blurb. Now we're gonna go and right click and paste this URL in here. And just make sure to do this because don't add the www dot. And there's like a bunch of things that can go wrong. So just do this process, gonna make it easier. And just confirm that you have the exact URL that it says up here. And once you've confirmed that, you can click submit. And since Kick is a brand new integration with blurb, they're gonna have a team member review it within the next 24 hours just to make sure it's all set up correctly and no headaches for you. So once you've linked that, you're gonna click close and it's gonna say pending. Now if we wanna add our YouTube account, we can click add YouTube. And we're gonna find the email associated with our YouTube account. So I'm gonna click mine. Next, we're gonna scroll all the way down where it says allow. And now it says your YouTube has been added successfully. Now after all that, we're gonna click next again. And this is where we're gonna add the browser source. So we're gonna click this little copy button right here. And now we're gonna open up our streaming software, whether that be OBS Studio, Streamlabs, Stream Elements, doesn't matter. I've opened up OBS Studio, and if you're wondering where I got this cool overlay package, I'll leave a video in the top right corner. But we're going to add a browser source. We're going to go to our source list, whether that be OBS, doesn't matter your streaming software, but just go to your sources where you can add them. Click plus source. We're going to go add a browser source, and we're going to call it Blurp. Click OK. Then we're going to paste in the URL we just got, and then we're going to click OK again. And now we're going to go back to Blurp. We're going to click the test audio button, go back to our software. I love you. And then you're gonna make sure that you see the alert and you're gonna also hear the alert. If you see the alert but you don't hear it, then just double click the browser source and you're gonna click control audio via whatever, then click OK. Go to the audio mixer, then click on advanced audio properties. Go to the Blurp browser source, audio monitoring, monitor and output. That's only if you're not hearing it. If you are hearing it, ignore everything I just said, and then you can just go back and uncheck that and click OK, because then you're good to go. So once it's set up properly, we're gonna click I heard it and click next, just to show that everything is connected properly. Now we're gonna click go to Universal Extension because this is when the fun part finally happens. And by the way, if this video is helpful so far, make sure to drop a like on the video so I can help you more. So this is gonna be the dashboard where you basically control everything related to Blurp. So this is gonna choose the global price of how much it's gonna cost. So if you want things to cost 20 cents or 20 beats, you can just type in 20. Or if you want it to cost 100 points, so on and so forth, you change it up here. Pretty common sense. You can also check out the settings in the top right corner where it says settings. This is where you're going to set up your payments if you want to get paid. This is going to be your viewer link that you send to your viewers via that panel or a chatbot like I'd mentioned earlier. I'd recommend enabling the Blurp Fresh Content button because that's just going to automatically curate your playlist of sounds with new content without you having to manually do everything. You can also set a cooldown in case you don't want people to spam it, so you can set it in seconds. You can also change the prices here as well. You can find your browser source link. You can customize your browser source overlay, so the little alert that pops up, you can do that over here. You can also pick from different designs as well, but that's all customization and up to your choice. And also block people from using blurps in case they're annoying. And then you can also scroll down where you can link more of your streaming accounts if you want to. But we're gonna go all the way back up and click this little back arrow to get back to our Universal Extensions tab. So from here, now that we've enabled the fresh content, you can already see that we have some options for sounds here. So you can go and just click the little play button. Yeah. It'll play the sound, and then you can make adjustments to it on the right-hand side, which is right here, these little dots. So you can click that, so you can test the audio. You can change the volume of how loud it's gonna play on your stream, and then you can also choose to keep it, because remember, these are automatically imported because of the Blurp Fresh content. So if you like it, you can click keep, and it's gonna add to your actual library. And if you wanted to add more sounds or different sounds, you can go to the Discover tab on the top left, and this is where you're gonna go and scroll through all of the different sounds. You can also search with the search bar up here, but you can also just click the little play button to preview it. And if you like it, you can click the little plus button and then you can click add. And it's going to add to our Universal Extension. So we can either click view or click on Universal Extension on the left. And if we scroll all the way down, you can see that we have this new bonk sound added. And you can also change the prices individually here in case you wanted to make some more expensive or less expensive. So now let's check out how it looks for the actual viewer. So before we do that, we're going to click this little viewer link up here, and that's just going to give us our links again. So if you want the link to get them to the website, you can copy this one. If you want them to earn channel points for free so they can play sounds for free, then you're going to copy this link right here, and you're going to either put that in the panel or you're going to add it as a chatbot command. So let's go over to our Kick stream. So if you go to your Kick page, then you can go all the way down and click the chat button. And so they can either see the panel in the about section to get to the actual page, or they can see this little button right here if they installed the Blurp browser extension. So if they have this Blurp browser extension installed for their browser, they'll be able to see this button and they can share sounds that way and also gain those channel points so they can share sounds for free. So if you actually click this button, they'll be able to see all your sounds, but it says that you haven't finished the onboarding process because remember earlier, it takes about 24 hours for a team member to review your process since it's just starting out.
you.